Child, get in here. Get in here so we could talk about Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Now, let me say this before we get into the review, baby. At the end of this episode that I just finished watching, the trailer, the mid-season trailer, whatever that was given, baby, it looks like the season is finna turn up. Did y'all catch the fact that Brian was up there tracking Rulla, baby? Yeah, Rulla, you finna look so fucking dumb, but you know what? I'm not even gonna be on your head like that. Well, girl, it depends, okay? I gotta see the episode. But I don't wanna fully come down on her for the fuck actions of her husband, right? Yes, it's frustrating to see somebody play completely dumb, but other folks got their own reasoning for want to be dumb, okay? She been married to the man a long periodically time. She probably don't want to go through the stress of the damn divorce. And then also she got these damn children, okay? Now, I would have felt much better later on if we find out that her ass got an open marriage of some sort, that she just didn't want to come out and tell the people about. Okay, then cool. Just say that then, right? But to be willfully dumb as hell about him, it's irritating just a bit. However, at the end of the day, that work need to be given to Brian. But baby, now he done got up there and got arrested. Child, I am here for the rest of the season, but we got to get into this episode, okay? And child, the way I'm going to be tagging Kelsey and Rosie because I was on both of their sides at different times. We gonna get into it, but you know what I need y'all to do? I need y'all to like up this video, okay? I need y'all to like up this video. If you've been tuning into the reviews and you have not been subscribing to the channel, I don't know what you waiting on, but you keep coming back. Yeah, I'm giving you a pause so you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel, honey. Thank you. And like up the video. You got a piece of hype? You do? Go ahead and hype this one up too. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. All right. So Kelsey and her boo, unfortunately, have broken up. Okay. She's made the decision to part ways with this man because she wants more out of life than he's willing to give her. Okay. Now, Rosie says that she just wants to get along with everybody while she's talking to her husband. And she's like, everybody has pretty much yelled at me at this point. I've worked on some of the friendships, so me and some of the girls, we should be good. We'll see how that's gonna go. Meanwhile, you got Joellen over here who appears to have mommy issues. You know, her grandfather recently passed. She is still thinking about that. You know, granddad played a very pivotal role when her father passed away. He also stood in the gap at times when need be, when the mama was over there showing her ours too. You know what I'm saying? So she's had some issues with her mama for a very long periodically time. Now, she also said something else too. First of all, she said that she wished her mom loves her as much as she loves her own kids because she trying not to be like her mama at all. I just hope that you don't try so hard not to be like your mama that you end up being exactly like your mama. You know what I'm saying? Because some people be like, I don't want to be nothing like you. Then you end up turning into them just a little piece. And you already got a few signs of that in you, okay? But you may be better at parenting your kids and showing them love than what your mom did, okay? She also talks about how her sister was kind of like the perfect one. And I said, you know what? Probably because your sister about look like your damn mama. That's kind of what it was given. Whereas you about look like your daddy. Ain't no telling. Your daddy probably had pissed your mama off or did some shit, and she probably take it out on you because every time she see you, you look just like your daddy. I don't know. Okay, but it was something going on. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe you was your dad's favorite child. Maybe the daddy catered to you more than he catered to the mama or something like that. I'm not really sure. But also, when I hear the fact that you felt like your sister was the perfect one over you, it makes me think, is that the reason why you went after the guy that your sister was slick dating in high school? Because you saw your sister as being perfect, because that is, I feel like that's what a lot of women do, and men, right? I feel like people in general do this thing where if they see somebody with a certain person, if y'all can bag them, then that makes you think that you're on the same quote unquote caliber as that other person. If I could pull them, then I must be just as attractive as that other person. Or I must be just as good in this fashion or whatever as that other person. And it's not necessarily what it is. Sometimes you just meet people at different times in their life or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, y'all, whatever y'all think y'all do, what y'all do. But were you competing with your big sis because she was the one that was perfect all the damn time? I would not be surprised. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's going on with Joella. Now, Liz and Alicia decided they finna take the girls to Newport so they can go to a castle, okay? They go to the castle, and what we learned is that none of the ladies have really spoken to Rulla since the polo event. You know, Brian got called out at that damn polo event. He pulled a stunt. He pulled a few damn stunts and went out of Dodge, okay? Now, they called Rulla to check on her because she was invited to come down to the castle, but they haven't heard anything else from her, okay? And I said, baby, she probably embarrassed as hell, potentially. She probably embarrassed, didn't want to talk to y'all. She probably blaming y'all for how things went down when she really need to be over there blaming that Zigger. In my personal, okay? Get over there and blame Brian. Now the ladies are hoping that Rulla shows up. It would be nice, but we just gonna have to wait and see if Rulla gonna pop up on the ladies. I got a feeling Rulla is not going to be a part of this trip, but we just gonna see. Okay, I feel like, in all honesty, the reason why Rulla will not be joining this trip is because she don't want to go too far for real and risk that man probably over there dibbling and dabbling with that other lady. I feel like Rulla wants to stay close to home so she can keep watch on that man. All right, those are my thoughts on that. Okay, I could be wrong. And now that I think about it, I feel like that's the reason why she really didn't even go to the winery. Remember, she was supposed to go to that winery with the ladies. I feel like, yeah, that's probably why she want to stay close so she could watch his ass. Girl, knowing this man is doing what he want to do right up under your thumb, up under your nose, and up under your roof. Girl, let's keep going. Okay, so Kelsey. Kelsey's now having to focus on paying the bills all on her own versus her ex-man doing it. And I said, baby, lies all day long, because let me tell you something. Pay me for my pain, pay me for my time, and you can say the bullshit because everything is mine. I said that man needs to at least pay for the rent for at least a year while she figure her life out. That man need to be paying for some. I'm leaving here with something. Not you inside up here and wasting my time. I'm leaving here with something. Okay, so I said you will be a fool to move out and not negotiate somewhere. He gonna be helping you out in some shape, form, or fashion. But we'll get into that in a second. Now, the ladies, when they're at the castle, right? Everybody like the castle, cute, whatever. They get ready to do a dolls and tea party because y'all know Alicia love her some dolls. And speaking of dolls, I have to shout out this young lady named Minka. We had our Ooh Ladies First live show. It was absolutely amazing. And she gifted all of us our very own dolls. And when I tell you, it is so freaking cute. Okay, absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Shout out to you, Minka, if you're watching this video. Shout out to Minka. Okay, thank you so much. So these ladies are having dolls and a tea party, right? So at least that's what I'm calling it. All right. Now, why when they get down there to the carriage, at least Alicia does. I think was it Alicia? No, it was Joe Ellen. Soon as she see Rosie, she gonna say, Rosie, you look like a stripper. Okay, listen. Rosie gets on my nerves in the confessionals at times. Be very clear. And Rosie can start her SHI. But I'm kind of starting to see what Rosie is saying when y'all be fucking with her. Because when you come down there, that lady didn't look nowhere near no damn stripper. So for you to just project that onto her and tell her that she looked like a stripper, and Rosie for you to respond and say, well, yeah, that was the point, or some slick, stupid shit like that, I ain't like that, Rosie. You gonna have to work on standing up for yourself a little bit more. Okay, just a little bit more. At first, I didn't see what you were saying, but I feel like I saw it this episode. In the previous episodes, like when you called out Alicia and stuff like that, I felt like you was being a little bit messy. Okay, but how the girls respond to you, y'all really be making Rosie the problem all the time, and I don't like that. But let's keep going. So, oh yeah, it wouldn't be a tea party. So the girls sitting down there, it wouldn't be a tea party if they ain't get into Rulla's tea. So of course they start talking about that. Anybody talk to Rulla? Alicia said, girl, I called her. She ain't answer the phone. Okay. I don't think Rulla want to talk to y'all. All right. She thinks that Rulla really don't want to hear none of the shit that they talking about. She just ready to move on because she wants to get back in a good space for her husband. And Joella like, girl, that's fine, but bitch, don't be sitting up here blaming me for nothing when I'm trying to look out for you. And then Liz said, well, girl, I think she questioning your motives. Okay. That's what's really good. She's like, girl, what motive I got? Because I don't want a man. I don't want that trash ass man. Not I. Okay. Then she says, Joella says, well, listen, at the end of the day, I feel bad. And I think everybody else should feel bad too. Ashley talk about some. I feel bad. First of all, I don't feel bad for eating motherfucking thing. I don't know what you thought. You could feel bad because you the one that brought the information to the front. You the one that was holding on to the information. You the one that shared information with other folks before you brought it to Rulla. So I'm confused on what I should be feeling bad about. Girl, you feel bad in your own SHI. Don't be trying to group us up with you. I don't have to feel bad with you. Girl, don't put your hands on me. I said what I said, girl. Okay, I ain't do nothing to this lady. And Ashley, you look crazy adopting other folks' emotions. That's your problem. And you need to go into that when it was time to do the masquerade ball or dinner and you couldn't figure out a sob story. I need to understand why you adopt other people's emotions just a little bit. Because while you said up there, I feel bad. What did you do? I don't think you even did anything. I think shit, you was still trying to get an understanding on what went down. Like, what? And why am I feeling sorry for a woman that wants to willfully be with her cheating ass husband? Like, I'm the girl, is you okay? No, ma'am. Have no reason. Let's keep going. Okay. Liz gonna ask Joel. Liz said, Grace, you sure? Are you sure you feel bad? Because bitch, we can't. Joel is saying, yeah. Alicia said, listen, I just think this should be done, okay? If Rulla ain't here for us to talk about it with, then we just need to move on. And that's what they choose to do. Now, later on, they do this masquerade dinner that Liz put together, and she feels like everybody puts up a front, right? They ain't showing the real them, or at least they're hiding some things, that she wants them to know that this is a safe space. You can open up stuff. You can open yourself up amongst this group. You know what I'm saying? Child, being open is what is expected on reality TV, but it comes with such a risk, when you decide to open up about anything. You know what I'm saying? Because the people, when they upset with you, they're gonna turn around, they're gonna throw it up in your damn face. Because I really believe at some point somebody probably gonna throw up Joelle and Mama in her face at some point. Give it time. But child, that's the risk that you take. Either way, that's what's gonna happen, right? She wants the people put the mask down and open up. Okay. Now, when they get to the table, this is where Joellen does open up about her mom, right? She said her mama sent her away to a behavioral facility for bad kids. For bad kids, and she didn't even feel like she was that bad when she got there, and she realized all the bad shit these other kids done did, arsonists and all of this stuff. Like, I ain't as bad as these damn kids. Like, I can imagine how traumatic that was for her. So instead of, and I don't know this to be true or not, but instead of Joellen's mom sitting her down with a therapist trying to get through to her and understand why she's acting the way that she's acted, she sends her to a behavioral facility. Either that or Joellen ain't telling us the full story, right? So I would like to know more, because also, when did Joellen start to show these actions? Was it after her father passed away? Because I'm willing to believe that when her dad was here, Joellen likely wasn't acting like that. When her dad left, or, when her dad passed away, I could see some behavioral things begin to change. But maybe she just had like a little attitude, like a lot of the young teenage girls do when they think they got all the answers, sway knowing that they don't. Right. And instead of the mommy taking the time out to understand her daughters or to get them therapy or something like that, you send them out to a behavioral facility. Like, that's to the extreme. So what did she do that caused you to do that? And then you always made her appear as though she was the goddamn problem, but the other sister was the perfect one. Was the other sister the perfect one because she was the oldest and she helped take care of Joella and do the shit that your ass was not trying to do as a mama? Because maybe the father passing away was traumatic for you too. And so then you relied heavily on that daughter to take care of her younger sister or siblings. And I can't stand when parents do shit like that in my personal. When you have a child, that's your damn child. Now, yes, teenagers and kids are expected to help out a little piece. But when it comes to a point where they damn near raising them, getting them ready for school, fixing their dinner and shit, like, I don't like stuff like that. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? In my personal, I feel like ain't nobody asked to be here. You chose to have them, so you figure it out. Your kids should not have to step up in a role that they did not necessarily sign up for. Being a big sister and then being a parent to your sibling is completely different. But that's just how I am. If it works for y'all and y'all turned out great, and you wouldn't be nothing in this world if it wasn't for your big sis, brother, whatever, kudos. Okay. I'm just saying. All right. I need to know more about Joellen's situation as to why the mama sent her ass away like that. Like, I don't know. Just let me know your thoughts on that situation. All right. So Liz asked her if she, because first of all, Joellen said she don't want to be nothing like her mama. Right. And then Liz asked her, if she feels like she does things to hurt people. And Joellen was like, no, not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? I don't start it. I will say that. I don't start it, but I am one that will continue it. Okay, because some about me feels like some about me gives I gotta get the last laugh. That's really what it is. And honestly, what be triggering me is when people be sitting up here lying on me. Okay, so when y'all sit up here and y'all tell lies on me, I feel the need to prove that you motherfuckers is wrong, because I feel like my mama about did a lot of that when I was a kid. Says Joellen. All right, my mama did a lot of that when I was a kid, and I needed to prove to her ass that this is not true. Okay. So yeah, it definitely stems from childhood, the way that Joellen shows up, okay? And she has not gone to work through that. A lot of people walking around unhealed and not knowing how to work through their triggers. Get it together. Y'all going out here getting Botox and shit faster than y'all getting healing, okay? And getting the tools to handle life appropriately. And you may be projecting shit onto your kids and you don't even know that you're doing it. Your mama probably didn't know what she was doing to you. And as much as you may be thinking you're being different for your kids, there may still be some things that you displaying to them. So I don't know. Go sit down on a couch or something like that, like you sit down in that chair to get that Botox. So, anywho, Liz talks about losing her mom at 15. Very sad. She talks about how she dealt with abandonment issues, which also to me explains why, even when she didn't have to stick by the side of Jerry's children, she chose to because she knew what it was like to not have a mom that was there or capable of doing what you need her to do for you. And so that's why she filled in that gap for them because of her own childhood. But also, I think she has trust issues based on anything that Jerry, or however you say his name, may have done. On top of, losing her mom. So she could be very tough to get to know. And part of that is because of trust issues, in my opinion. And also part of that is because she's afraid of people leaving her. That has never left her since she was a child. That has never left her. And then also because of how life happened for her in her childhood, in my opinion, I think she overly shows up for people, but she does not always get the same in return. And because of that, she's left scarred because she can't trust folks or whatever, and that affects how she shows up today. And I could be wrong, but those are my thoughts. But either way, Ashley over there crying because she don't really got no damn sob story. When she went on to The Bachelor, she was like, child, I'm worried that people ain't gonna be able to connect with me because I ain't got no sob ass story. What I'm supposed to tell folks, okay? What I'm supposed to say? Joella says Ashley is crying about not having nothing to cry about. Joella said, baby, just put the mask back on. I thought that was hilarious. Hilarious, okay? I think you do got some, Ashley. You probably just don't take the time out to really think or dig deep about some of the stuff. But I think maybe everybody got a little something. Rosie's story, she talks about having anxiety and she learned to put up a front for a lot of people, making people proud because that's how she lived her life growing up as a child. Deep down inside, she really is a shy person. But she knows how to put on a performance when it's time to put on a performance, and then she goes back inward. And when she said something like, a lot of people in the spotlight do that. I believe that 1000%. I believe that 1000%. When it's time to be bubbly and you need to be bubbly, you are. And when you're not, that may be the core of who you are. Like, you just be chilling. Okay. So she feels bad because sometimes when she needs to choose herself, because she's shown up so much of doing stuff for other people, that when it's time to do stuff for herself, she feel guilty about it. But I need you to work on that. I need you to work on saying more stuff with your chest. Now, you be a little messy when you be having to call some stuff out with folks, but I need you to start shutting bitches down. Okay. Kelsey talks about being mega sensitive about her relationship, right? She talks about that and she speaks on being at a standstill or whatever with her ex, but then she also opens up and talks about how they still cool when he pay for damn near everything. He still pay for shit, as he should. Rosie gonna sit up here and say that she confused by the girl's relationship. Matter of fact, all of her relationships. And I'm like, Rosie, shut the hell up. Both of them was getting on my nerves at different times. I feel like when Kelsey said she is getting what she's entitled to or something like that, I say you are. Exactly. You are entitled to it. And don't make nobody make you feel like you shouldn't be getting what you getting. Yeah, if you have been taking care of me for 10 years of my life, I'm not gonna step out here as I transition away from you and just start doing it all on my own. Especially if y'all was holding each other in the bed and don't want to leave each other, but he knows that at this point was gonna come and that you have to do the best thing for you. Yeah, I'm finna finesse you out of somebody to take care of my shit for a whole year. Matter of fact, pay it up. Go ahead and pay it up for a whole year so I ain't got to worry about you reneging at a later time trying to take the money back when I really do find me a partner. Like, nah, go on, pay up my car insurance. You good for it. Pay up my house. Okay. And you really could just go buy me a car. Like, yeah, I'm going to need all my stuff up front. Okay. Don't month to month me, baby. Give me all my shit up front. I gave you a lot of my time. Pay me for my pain and pay me for my time. Thank you. It's that serious. Okay. Um, I felt like Rosie talking her shit in a confessional. It was giving a little piece of a hater. That's just how I feel. I feel like y'all be hating on each other for some reason. And y'all probably would get along very well if y'all move past the BS. Okay. Alicia opens up about her dad. She talks about being homeless. Liz is like, girl, your ass was not homeless, girl. You went and lived with your grandparents and they had a big ass house. Like, girl, stop it. Stop it. It was making me think about Eminem in the 8 Mile. Okay. And what he said, something about Clarence had real good parents or whatever. It's like, girl, stop acting like that. Like your daddy may have taken your house, but y'all still had a whole lot, girl. You be around here talking about your granddaddy own this and own that, own this and own that, girl. So stop acting like y'all was down, destitute, broken on the street, girl. Cut it out. And Alicia, like, now wait a minute. Okay, be very clear about this. Like, okay, I may have lived with my grandparents and I may have been happy about it, but don't sit up here and act like me and my mama didn't have to share a room, girl. I had my own room, girl. I had a car bed. I had things. I had space. When I moved in with my grandparents, yes, it was cute, but it was not the same. And if they would have never took us in, girl, I would have been homeless, okay? And meanwhile, Liz is like, would have been homeless, but you were not homeless, okay? Would have been versus being are two different things. Okay. So stop sitting up here saying that you would have been knowing that you wasn't, girl. I said, whatever y'all feel is okay. I feel like I get both sides. I see what y'all trying to say, and I definitely see what Alicia trying to say. All right. Now, Kelsey tells Rosie, girl, this is the first genuine thing that's come out your mouth. She wouldn't have got no attention from me. She says, and I'm saying that as a compliment. No, you not. You being funny to sit up there and say this is the first thing that was genuine that came out her mouth. So basically, you're discrediting any and everything that I've ever said, which therefore confirms that, but you got a problem with me, and it really ain't my problem. So fuck you. Is what is given. So Joellen backs up Kelsey. This is the shit I'm talking about. Joellen also got this underlying issue with Rosie. You first called the damn girl a stripper for no reason when it wasn't even given that. Unwarranted. Then you turn around and you back Kelsey knowing she gave her a backhanded compliment when everybody else is, I don't know if everybody, I can't remember. Somebody said something about a backhand. It was backhanded. I can't recall if they were talking about what Kelsey said or if what Rosie said in response. But I do recall feeling like everybody made Rosie the problem when the issue came from fucking Kelsey's ass. That's the thing. Okay. They both be full of shit with each other. Honestly, truly. Okay. But in that moment, when they tried to say the sass came from Rosie, no, the fuck it didn't. It came from Kelsey. And just because Kelsey meant for it to be a compliment does not mean that it was one. With her disrespectful acts. Okay. So Rosie is confused on what she did that was so damn offensive when she got upstairs talking to Ashley. And Ashley said, pretty much the same thing she was saying downstairs. Like that didn't make sense. Like it was coming from, it was backhanded coming from Kelsey. Kelsey and Joellen decided to go and eavesdrop. So then Kelsey says that Ashley had all dinner to say what she wanted to say to her, but she gonna wait until she get with Ashley. And maybe, I'm sorry, Kelsey said Rosie had all dinner to say what she wanted to say, but she wait till she get with Ashley. Maybe Rosie was a little scared, but be clear. When Rosie was about to, or I think she mentioned it or said something about like, oh, that's the first genuine thing I said. I think when she was getting ready to get into some things, what happened? Everybody tried to make her the problem. Or one or more people tried to make her to be the damn problem. So why would I even continue to talk if y'all gonna make it seem like y'all didn't hear nothing she just said, but I ain't got shit to say. I ain't finna say, I'm good. Don't worry about it. However, I do kind of agree with Kelsey because I wanted Rosie to put her foot in Kelsey's ass a little bit and check the shit out of her. So next thing you know, Kelsey just bust into the damn room and I'm like, let her have it. Let her have it, Rosie. You better let her have it. Don't be scared. Okay, you said that you're working on, being selfish and how we gonna be surprised when you are. Put her in her place. Okay, and she did it in a subtle way, but I really wanted her to match energy with Kelsey. So Ashley calls Kelsey out for the backhanded compliment, right? And so Kelsey tells Rosie that she be lying. And Ashley said, well, wait a minute, girl. If you're going to say that, then we need you to put particulars in. What you talking about? What she lied about? She said her house, the issues with her job, saying she left for mental health. And Rosie said it was colitis. My ass was bleeding, girl. Like, what you want me to do? Okay, I don't know what you want me to do with the rumors that you chose to believe. Like, I just don't know what to tell you, girl. Right? Then, I think Kelsey said something like she be making things up or whatever, and I'm like, Kelsey, sit the fuck down. Sit down. She said the house. You said it had this much square footage. Rosie reiterated the square footage. Okay. Kelsey sent up there acting like she got all the answers and know all the information about this woman's life. Rosie, she just like, girl, you just mad because the answers that I'm giving you are not the answers that you want because you chose to believe what you want. And I'm like, Rosie, cuss her out now. Cuss her out now. Okay, Rosie, I do feel ate Kelsey up in the confessional though when she said, "You talk about my house, you ain't got one. You talk about my husband, you ain't got one. You talk about my career, girl, you just started. Please sit your ass the fuck down. Please scoot back the fuck up off me, please." Okay, but I wanted her to say all of that to her in her damn face. Because one thing about Kelsey, Kelsey is the type of person that you are going to have to put in her place. Kelsey sees Rosie as a punk. Okay, she sees you as a punk, and in order to be unpunked, you're gonna have to punk her. And I don't know if that time is gonna happen because it's gonna be a build up, but she has to be checked. And I like Kelsey. She don't really do too much for real. And I like Rosie. You know, I mean, I like them both, but y'all both need to be checked at different times. But this wasn't the time to try and tell that girl this the first time that you said anything genuine. Like, was you cool? Yeah, I need you to grow a few more pair, Rosie. I know you got it in you. I know you got it in you, the way you called Alicia out the other week. I need you to grow a little bit stronger, and I need you to put Kelsey in her damn place. And I don't care anything if it leaves Kelsey crying. You gonna have to do it. But that's all I got. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Leave your thoughts down below. Bye.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking the drama.